question about non-doership. I feel afraid of being bad if I just let myself act freely. I know it is just a thought or believing in myself, but I want to expose this fear, and maybe you could say something about it. Thank you. So I think this is what a lot of people think, is if they totally give up and just let life act them, that they'll be assholes. The reason that you might think you'll be an asshole is because you notice that your mind has lots of hatred thoughts and lots of blaming thoughts and lots of dislike thoughts about people. And the reason that is because it's a build-up of doership, a build-up of a believer that they do things and that you do things. So they're actually lying thoughts. They're not your true way of being. So if you actually totally surrendered and just acted out yourself and just did what you felt like doing, these thoughts would begin to dissipate, because you'd begin to see that life isn't somebody's doing. There isn't somebody inside here or inside them doing something. It's simply happening, and these thoughts will dissipate. So the more that you connect with just acting. But in the beginning, when you begin to hear this, you might think, man, I'd be such an asshole. I'll be telling this person that they're an asshole, and this person, and I'll be moaning at them, and I'll tell that person to stop clicking the table, and this person to stop doing that, and da 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 da. But you might realize that that comes from this idea of doership, that you and the other does. And actually they aren't true thoughts. Your natural way of being doesn't care so much what other people are up to. The reason that you're irritated by it is because you have this idea of how people should be. You have idea of how your reality should be. So that's why we tend to think there's this big dark monster inside. And often when you're separate as well, it feels uncomfortable in your body. So you feel like you've got a monster inside you, or you feel like you've got badness inside of you. Exactly. Yeah, so don't worry. Like, yeah, I find that I don't have that many bad thoughts about people anymore. Yeah. Yeah, so most of the time a lot of the attention is in consciousness. So the attention is in thinking, like when I'm thinking, and then it's in consciousness. And I've noticed that I'm getting better as time's evolving over the last like 10 years. I'm getting better at being around people that are more respectful and more aware of themselves. So there's not so much conflict with people as well. Yeah. So it will begin to dissipate the more that you trust and you just act yourself out. At first, when you pull off the veil, so at first when you like lift up this mask, and you begin to attempt to be yourself, or to totally surrender, there might be like nastiness that comes up, but it's all because of that illusory self. It's all because of fake ideas. So you might notice, like as you begin to do it for a while, there is an asshole you that comes up, but it will pass like everything, and it will settle. And writing it down is a good thing, like not necessarily acting it out, like writing it down, your thoughts or your ideas, and seeing that it's not true. Because Ramana Maharshi is saying that all best qualities are showing in enlightened beings. Yeah, but then that's like that's, I mean, I've got so much gossip about all these teachers. From being a teacher, you hear all the gossip. Like that's from a perspective, like how did he mean that and in what context? Because from what I know about Ramana Maharshi and being around the ashram and listening to stories of people that there, he used to get very angry with people and shout a lot at people. And, you know, I can understand why someone would say that's a good quality. Like sometimes shouting is a good quality, but that's not what we would just say in our society is a good quality. Like you listen to these things and you hear in these books and you make all these assumptions of what means what. So most of the time what you like being done to you, so positive qualities are what an enlightened being is, and negative quality is what an enlightened being is not. You are what you are. A human is a human. from my perspective, the human can be happy, sad, greedy, selfish, beautiful, friendly, caring, grumpy, non-caring. It can be all qualities. And this constant desire to have a perfect human is because you're afraid of your feelings, you're afraid of pain, and you're afraid of other people's behavior towards you.